Morning everybody, how you doing? Sam here, MUFC Daily, live on YouTube and Facebook for you with all the latest Manchester United news. As always, where are you watching this from? Let me know in the comments. I'll try and give you a shout out. And if you've got any questions for me, leave them in the comments too. But today is all about Luke Shaw. Again, you saw my video yesterday. My video was titled Goodbye Luke Shaw because I do feel that his Manchester United career is coming to an end because of Jose Mourinho, and he's not even using him against Swansea away in the League Cup. Instead, he's using Daley Blind as a left wing back. He's used Matteo Darmian there. He's used Ashley Young there. He's used Marcus Rojo there. Luke Shaw is effectively fifth choice left back at Manchester United, whereas I think he's the best. And now, there's an article that's come out today from The Guardian from Jamie Jackson. He's saying that Luke Shaw fears for his Manchester United career after a Jose Mourinho fallout. Goes on to say that Luke Shaw's relationship with Mourinho has effectively broken down to such an extent that the left-back considers his career over. Mourinho is understood to be unhappy with Shaw's attitude, despite Shaw himself believing he's done everything to prove his worth. Goes on to say that Shaw is considering his options that could involve him leaving on loan in January. Now, let me know in the comments now, what do you think of this Luke Shaw situation? Do you feel that Luke Shaw's treatment... that Jose Mourinho's treatment of Luke Shaw could divide Manchester United's dressing room? Because if Luke Shaw is saying that he has done everything to get back into the team and Mourinho is not giving him the opportunities, then Mourinho's in the wrong. But if Mourinho feels that Shaw's attitude is wrong and that he hasn't applied himself enough, then Luke Shaw's in the wrong. Who do you trust in this regard? Who do you think is actually the problem? Let's go through a few of the comments on YouTube. Lamar saying, I've always said Luke Shaw is replaceable, but players like Martial aren't in this transfer market. So Alex was hard on players, so I wouldn't worry just yet. I think Luke Shaw is replaceable, but prior to him getting his injury, we all thought he could be our left back for a decade. That hasn't worked out at the moment. Obviously, the injury room is a big issue. The injury is the problem there. We've got SoFlo asking, what do I mean by dividing the dressing room? By dividing the dressing room, I mean his treatment of Anthony Martial. It was tough love, but you knew what he was doing and it's got the best out of him. Luke Shaw, we all feel that maybe Mourinho could have had a softer touch at times. And there might be some certain players in that dressing room that still feel that is the case. And if that is the case, maybe his treatment of Shaw has divided the dressing room a little bit. Let's go to Facebook and get some comments there. Got Joe Ebsworth watching from Northampton. Morning, Joe. Frankie Benson asking about whether Harry Kane will miss the match against Saturday. We'll get into that later on, but apparently he might. Imagine that. Keith Robinson watching from Arden. Morning, Keith. How you doing, buddy? Got Roy Andre Berg saying, think we should keep him still, but might be a good idea to maybe get him out on loan so he can get some more game time. Luke Shaw is not going to leave Manchester United on loan and come back to the club. If Luke Shaw leaves Manchester United, he's leaving Manchester United. It's one or the other. At this stage, I can't see him all of a sudden forcing his way back into Jose Mourinho's plans. If he was going to, I think he would have done that already. Got Nathan George saying that Alexandro could replace Shaw. I think Alexandro is the Juve left back. Might be wrong there, but I think he is. He's a top quality player. It's a bit like Benjamin Mendy was at Monaco before Man City signed him. But is that going to happen? I don't know. But Man United clearly need an established left back that plays left back every single week. It's been a position where we've chopped and changed a lot, and it's not helped Manchester United establish themselves down the left-hand side. Let's go back to the comments on Facebook. Jonathan Story saying, couldn't agree with you more. I think he is a bit harsh at times, and I'm worried that we might turn out like Chelsea. It was always going to be a potential worry with Jose Mourinho. If I'm honest, I feel that the Jose Mourinho treatment of Shaw at the start was overly harsh. I think he could have been a lot softer, especially when he was just recuperating and recovering from his injury. That following year, I feel he could have been a little bit softer. But it's 2 years on from the injury now. You have to come to a point where you say, it can't just be because of that injury. Luke Shaw's physically recovered from that injury, but has he mentally recovered? Is he committed enough to get himself... Because Louis van Gaal called Luke Shaw fat. Luke Shaw went away in that pre-season, did a little bit of a training camp on his own before he came back looking trim and ready. And that year was where he burst into the team properly with Memphis down the left-hand side, and then the injury ruined that progress. We haven't seen that from Luke Shaw, that sort of physical fitness or those sorts of performances ever since. And is that just to do with that injury. We got Oman watching from Uganda. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Saying Luke Shaw is a flop ever since he broke his leg at PSV. That's such a harsh comment to have. He hasn't flopped, Oman. He just hasn't properly recovered from what is potentially a career-ending injury. Young player in his Champions League debut. It's a long road to recovery, and Luke Shaw's never really done that. And Mourinho hasn't thrown him under the bus completely. He would have sold him last year if that was the case. He's given Luke Shaw the opportunity to prove himself, but Mourinho clearly feels that Shaw never has proved himself. We've got Manasseh watching from Zambia, Ronaldo watching from Jamaica, and Pratik watching from Nepal, all on Facebook. Good morning, ladies and gents. I'll tell you what, let me know in the comments now for left-back options that you think that Manchester United should look at. If Luke Shaw is going to be leaving, who should Jose Mourinho be looking at signing in the summer? One name we're clearly going to be linked with is Danny Rose. Tottenham Hotspur sold Kyle Walker to Manchester City, and they've done okay without him. Danny Rose, he got a big injury. Now, he's been on the sidelines, and he's been saying that he wants to move to the north. He would love to play in Manchester. He wants to win titles, X, Y, Z. Maybe that is a reason why Danny Rose is going to be linked with Manchester United. But if it's not Danny Rose we're linked to, who do you think we're going to be linked with? Let's read through a few of your comments straight away. Someone there saying, bring back Evra. I'd love to bring back Evra in a coaching capacity. I've got a lot of time for Evra as a human, as a player. His Monday videos are starting to get on my tits a little bit, but I love Patrice Evra, and I'd love to have him back at the club at some point. Pratik on Facebook saying, Rose is simply perfect. We've got Virat saying Kieran Tierney from Celtic. Barras saying Jordi Alba or Ben Davies. Terence Russell saying we don't need a new left-back. We need Rojo back and fully fit, and Blind is a good enough left-back. I'm going to disagree on both of those points there, mate. Rojo should be playing centre-back. Blind is not good enough to play left-back on a permanent basis. Joe Hudson, yes, Evra does love this game, but I do not like those videos anymore. Please stop them. Jordan Bolling saying Aaron Martin from Spain. Who is Aaron Martin from Spain? Is that a football player or is that someone in the comments? Apparently he plays for Espanyol. 20-year-old plays left-back for Espanyol. I'll be honest, I haven't seen much of Aaron Martin, so I couldn't have a comment. But Jordan Bolling, you seem pretty excited about Aaron Martin. Let me know, Jordan, in the comments, why Aaron Martin? What's he been doing for Espanyol? Paul Zeno saying, Rose, are you serious? I'm not serious. I'm just pointing out what's been put in the papers. A lot of you saying not so sure about Rose. Nithin George saying Alex Grimaldo from Benfica. Paul Zeno saying Rafael Guerrero. There's a lot of left backs here that I haven't seen much of. Alex Angel on Facebook saying keep Luke Shaw and help him rediscover his confidence. Is Mourinho capable of reinstilling that confidence back into Luke Shaw? Or is it past the point of no return with him? I'm not sure, no pun intended, that Mourinho has the ability to do that. I feel at this point the damage is done. It was that Swansea game. Perfect opportunity for Luke Shaw to come back in left back in a comfortable game. It was a very comfortable game, so that he can reassert himself at left back. Instead, Jose Mourinho played Daley Blind. We're 2-0 up. Instead of bringing Luke Shaw on, he brings on Nemanja Matic and Romelu Lukaku. Shaw only came on for a nominal 5 minutes at the end of the game. That's not going to help his confidence. That's not going to change him and bring Shaw back to where he was previously. That's the issue we've got with Luke Shaw. Ninja Saga Tip saying Ryan Sessegnon. I think that's the youngster from Fulham. We won't be getting a player that young in our starting 11 anytime soon. That's not from our academy anyway. Pierre Rosso saying, good morning, Sam. Good to see you. Good to see you as well, Pierre. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, please drop a like on the video. It makes a big, big difference. I'll read through a few more of your comments. We'll wrap it up. But as was pointed out earlier, Pochettino has effectively said that Harry Kane is a doubt for the Manchester United game at the weekend. He limped off against Liverpool the weekend before, was left out of the squad completely last night for the 3-2 loss against West Ham, and maybe Harry Kane will be missing from the game against Manchester United at the weekend, which would clearly be a big bonus for Man United if that's the case. He's easily their danger man. We all know that. Maybe Man United can beat Tottenham Hotspur without Harry Kane, and with Harry Kane as well, obviously. Beatus watching from Tanzania, Nirupam watching from India, all around the world. I love watching. I love all the comments that you guys and girls leave every single morning. It's so fantastic. Jordan Bollin saying, going back to Aaron Martin, thank you for following up on this, Jordan. He's saying that Aaron Martin's been brilliant both defensively and offensively, and his crossing is amazing. Basically, a defensive Ashley Young. Ashley Young, who has probably been our best left-back so far this year, which is not really saying much, but he has been. His crossing has been the best we've seen from a left-back for sure. But keep leaving in the comments. Do you think this Luke Shaw treatment from Jose Mourinho will split Manchester United's dressing room? And by split, I mean, will there be some players that agree with it and some players that disagree with it? Will that cause some sort of division between Mourinho and some of the players? I don't know, but let me know what you feel about this whole Shaw situation in the comments. Thank you for watching on Facebook and on YouTube. Love having you on here every single morning, watching from, we've had Australia, Nepal, India, Pakistan, Indonesia, Jordan. Everywhere. It's amazing. Thank you all for joining in. Make sure, as I said, drop a like on the video. If you're new on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're here every single morning, 10:30 a.m. UK time. We'll see you tomorrow. And make sure you check out later today. Hopefully, we're going to be doing a live preview with Flav from the Fighting Cock Spurs podcast ahead of the game this weekend. Could be a good one. Take it easy, everybody.
It's